Will homosexuality be practiced in Allah's heaven? Will there be homosexuality in Allah's heaven? But who said even presently we don't have gay Muslims? I can prove to you that we even have gay imams who are openly gay imams presently in this world. I'll mention the names of some of them even as we go on. But you know something, homosexuality is an attack on the plan and the will of God for humans. And sadly, we all get people partaking in this abnormality and sick nature. Surprisingly, many don't know there are many Muslims who are gays. They have been told, as for Islam, wow, they are correct. Muslims act like people who are morally right, but my knowledge about Islam informs me they are the worst of religious bodies. This seems to be harsh words, but this is what the Bible says. Proverbs 27 verse 5 to 6. Open rebuke is better than secret love, and faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. I read it again. The word of God, Proverbs 27 5 to 6. Open rebuke is better than secret love. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. I have many Muslim friends, and I have to be truthful to them. The wounds I'm causing upon them, they are faithful wounds because you are my friends. I will not kiss you and then lie to you and pamper you with lies, but I will push you and bump you and hit you with the truth. Because open rebuke is better than secret love. Let's go on. It is better to rebuke and tell my friends, the Muslims, that the truth and what some of them wish is not known, than to kiss them when I might rather hate them. Yes, so homosexuality is bad and an affront to the humanity. Yes, homosexuality is bad and an affront to the humanity. But even as we all fight it, let Muslims not stand on the pedestal of thinking they are morally upright when they are the most hypocritical beings on earth. Yes. You think you are the most morally upright, but I'm telling you, even when you go into your books, your hadiths, you realize that hypocrisy is very rampant and high in Islam. Christianity has not hidden the homosexual. The Muslim, we all know the Catholics are notable, most of them, the priests, at least, I don't know, but I can say when you take 3 priests, one of them might be homosexual. It is known all over, and the Catholic Church have been sued, and they have used huge money to compensate the victims of their homosexual priests. It is a known thing, but the Muslims keep on hiding the things that they do. They keep on hiding. But some of the Muslims, at least, they are telling openly gay homosexual imams openly gay. Some are just hiding. They come and do the Allahu Akbar in the mosque and so on, and sing, and then and then preach to the people in the mosque. Some of them are secret imams. Some of them are secret gays. I'm going to talk about 5 or 6 openly gay imams. Let's first go to the United States. We have Dayi Abdullah. Imam Dayi Abdullah is an executive director of Mecca Institute, that is Muslim Education Center for Creative Academics. It's a Muslim think tank and an online theological seminary. The Mecca Institute is a Muslim think tank and an online Islamic theological seminary. Imam Dayi teaches an exclusive Quranic liberation theology through his Muslim chaplaincy program. The concept of a gay imam is so foreign to the American mainstream psyche that Dayi Abdullah has so far been featured all over the media, in places like Washington Post, the New York Times, and Al Jazeera, among others. Sometimes necessity is a matter of invention, and because of the necessity in the society, that's why I came into this particular room. He told Al Jazeera, talking about how he was thrown into being an imam when all the local imams refused to give a gay Muslim the last rites, forcing the scholar to step in. Then he said, Being an openly gay imam and having been identified as such, I do get a lot of feedback and also kickback. But that's okay. I think that when people are unfamiliar with things, they tend to have an emotional knee-jerk reaction to it. Listen to what he said in this Indian magazine. This is from the Times of India. There are 8 openly gay imams in the world. Dayi Abdullah said. And that's his face, Dayi Abdullah. An African-American Dayi said too is one of the few public gay imams in the world. Born in Detroit to Southern Baptist parents, he converted to Islam at 30, a law graduate. Abdullah is the imam of an LGBT-friendly mosque in Washington, D.C. He speaks to Arti Toku Singh. Let's go to another area. Let's go to the same. Some questions that this man was asked. Does Islam approve of homosexuality? It definitely does. There is nothing in the Quran that says anything against it. It does talk about men who have no desire for women and about reproducing women. Also in Surah 24 verse 31 and 32, in particular verse 32, it says, marry the unmarried among you, even if they are among male and female slaves. The Quran does not suggest gender for marriage. During my research in Saudi Arabia, I found positive interpretation and homosexuality in Quran, but the literature coming out from the Wahhabis and Salafi schools put an incorrect interpretation to it. So this man is saying that the Quran has nothing to say against homosexuality, and he went on to even quote Surah 24 verses 31 and 32 when he says, marry the unmarried among you, even if they are among male and female slaves. The Quran does not suggest gender for marriage. The Quran does not suggest gender for marriage. Then he says when he went to Saudi Arabia, the head office of Imam, the head office of Islam, where you have the Mecca, he said, during my research in Saudi Arabia, I found a positive interpretation on the homosexuality in Quran, but the literature coming out from the Wahhabis and Salafi schools put an incorrect interpretation on it. So he's saying that even in Saudi Arabia, that contains what? Medina and Mecca, they speak positively about homosexuality, and they agree that Muslims can be homosexuals. Now let's come to South Africa. This imam is called Muslim Hendricks. In the late 1990s, Muslim Hendricks came out to his community and started Al Fitra, that is the natural, an organization he believed will help LGBT Muslims understand their natural sexuality is okay with Allah. He formed this organization so that Muslims who are LGBT, who are gays, will understand that their natural sexuality is okay with Allah. Today, over 15 years later, his community has grown hugely. It's now about 20 years, hugely. The Inner Circle, which is another organization he started, has organized many international conferences, published material, and that has allowed him to participate in overall discussion of Islam and homosexuality around the world. And he said, we can never change the Quran, but we can change our interpretation of it. He told Quantara. The German portal that works in the intercultural dialogue between Islam and Germany. He continues, today we live in a different world than over 1,000 years ago. We have to look at the Quran again and see how Islam can become a mercy for a part of the community that is suffering at the moment. A gay imam is a gay imam's quite revolutionary Islam in South Africa. This African imam has been trying for 20 years to change misconceptions about Islam. Muslim Hendrik is gay, and he believes that homosexuality is not only compatible with Islam, but also integral to it. That's his picture attached. Now let's come to France. We have the gay imam called Ludovic Mohamed Zahed. When Ludovic was a teenager in Algeria, he became so depressed about the reconciliation between his sexuality and faith that he left Islam. Years later, armed with more information, he returned to the faith of Islam. This time around, he decided to make a change. He said, today in France, gay teenagers are almost 15 times more likely than those who are straight to kill themselves because of their sexual orientation. He wrote in the Guardian newspaper, explaining why he started a gay-friendly mosque in Paris. I quote him, left deeply bruised by this fact, I decided to create an association in support of gay French Muslims, which launched in 2010. This eventually led me to plan an inclusive mosque in France, in Paris, the first of its kind. It's a project born after a long personal journey. Now let's go to Canada and check Imam El Farouk Kaki. Imam El Farouk Kaki. In 1983, El Farouk Kaki started what ended up being the first support group for LGBT Muslims in Canada. Salam Canada is now one of the major organizations in the music community who are giving people alternative information to the traditional and general homophobic perspective. The El Tawili Juma Circle, who is a gender equal and LGBTQ affirming space for Friday prayers, was created in 2009. I read it again. The El Tawil Juna Cycle, which is a gender equal, and LGBT affirming space for Friday prayers, was created in 2009. And Kaki has been one of the imams at this local mosque in Toronto. It's always a challenge for a gay person to come to terms with any faith. He told the Star, why would God create gay men to be second-class citizens? Why did he create them only to have them condemned? And let me say here, God did not create gay people. It is their orientation. It is their losing of self-esteem. It is they not understanding who they are. Most gay people, when you go deep down their life, when they were youth, something happened to them. Something happened to them. Somebody might have done something wrong to them, touched them. A gay person might have forced them for sex, like soupy and so on in secondary schools and so on. So they ended up becoming gay. Some of them is out of rebellion. But God didn't make anybody gay. Somebody who is gay, his anatomy has been changed. His mindset is gone upside down. He needs to be understood. He needs to be prayed for. He needs to be counseled. He needs to be loved. And needs to be told that he's mental. He has a mental situation. He needs to be helped. And psychologically, he needs to be brought back to sanity. That's what I want to say concerning homosexuality, because of what the man said. Now let's come to Germany. We have Imam Rahel X. Imam Rahel X is the author of several memoirs, including the upcoming On the Path of the Friend, in which he details his encounter with Sufism and how it changed his life. Since the mid-1990s, he has been leading Sufi evenings on Thursdays in Morocco, Spain, and Germany. Like his teachers who are from 3 different schools of Sufism, he never saw a conflict between sexuality and Islam. He said, I quote him, I was very lucky by having encountered some Sufi teachers whose ideas about Islam and homosexuality were rather progressive and accepting, who explained things to me in different light than the average fossilite mullah. End of quote. He told me in my book, Care Jihad, I quote again, combined with my happy years living in the Arab world and having enjoyed wonderful relationship, that's a very serious matter. Now, when the video that you watch, the imam in Germany, the man in America, the openly gay imam in America, who is the imam of a mosque, he quoted the Quran, and I want to quote the Quran again. He quoted the last part of Quran, Surah 24, verse 31. He quoted the last part. The first part of the 31 has got to do with how women should behave towards their husband, how they should look at their body well. But when it comes to the last part of the 31 and 32, it speaks about what this man termed as homosexuality, that the Quran accepts homosexuality. I want to read what the man said. Surah 24, verse 31 and 32. In particular, verse 32, it says, marry the unmarried among you, even if they are among male and female slaves. marry the unmarried among you, talking to the slave masters. Even if they are among male and female slaves. So the slave master who has male and female slaves, this imam is saying that Quran is saying they can marry anyone that they choose. They can marry anyone they choose. And I want you to know there are many Muslims in this world who are gays. When you go to some countries, gay go to some Muslim dominated countries, they are killing gays. Yes, in public they are killing gays. So Muslim country, you won't see the gays in public exhibiting their wares in public. But when you go to the Western countries and so on, where there is freedom of association, where there is freedom of religion, they come out from their hideouts. That's why you realize that all the Muslims imams, none of them is in Muslim dominated country like Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Iran, Libya, Egypt and so on. No, they are all in European countries. And I can tell you there are many gays and lesbians in Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, Jordan, Egypt. They are all there. But they will be killed, so they are hiding. And they come to European countries, and they come to African countries where they will not be killed, and they show themselves. That's why we have these imams showing their face. Again, does Islam prove homosexuality? At least I've read from the Quran. I've given you not just Muslims who are gays, but imams. A Muslim asked me that therefore you Christians are full of gays. Christianity have not, those who say they are Christians, they have not said there's no gays among people who call they are Christians. And the Catholic priests have not said they are not Christians. We have come out and said that sadly there are gays among Christianity. But the Muslims, and he said the Christianity is full of Muslims. I asked him, so the imams that are heading the mosque, are that mosque ceased to be mosque of Islam, of Muslims? Because these gay imams, they are leading, they are priests or imams of mosque, and they are, the people there are Muslims. Some of them are not gays, some of them are gays. And they are in various countries. And they will tell you by reading the Quran that they are gays. One of them will even say that Muhammad did something in the surah. I don't have the quotation now, but I'll come with that quotation later. Some of them in the surah that Muhammad ended up playing some sexual games with a certain little boy, and he loved that boy so much that he said, if the boy was if he was a boy, a girl, he would have married him. I'll put the quotation down there. I'll look for the quotation and put it down there. If the boy was a girl, he would have married the boy. A friend told me that I should go and make a research, and I realized that 10 porn dominated countries, 99% of them are Islam. When you talk of pornography, 10 countries, when you take 10 countries, top 10 countries of pornography, 99% are Muslim countries. And I told him that I've seen it before. Does Islam accept homosexuality? According to the imams, yes. And according to myself, if that imam's interpretation of the Quran is what it is, then yes. But when I go to the video before this one, he said in Allah's paradise there is a market, and that market they don't buy or sell, but you go there and choose what you like, and there are female images and there are male images. So a man goes and has sex with either the male images or the female images. A man can have sex with the male images and female images. When a man has sex with a male image, what does it mean? It's homosexuality with images. And another interpretation said that the images there are actually men and women. So in Allah's paradise, homosexuality is performed. May God touch all of us. May God touch you, the Muslim. Join me in my next. Listen, this one is part 5 of the absurdities of Allah's heaven. This one is part 5. Now join me in the part 6, where we will learn whether Muhammad asks his people to practice muta. Join me. God bless you. I'm Dr. Dibojo Chrysolite. I want you to subscribe to this channel. Please don't go without subscribing, and share it to your friends. And I want you, my friend the Muslim, to also share it and like it. I have another channel, Hallelujah Forex, where I teach people how to trade Forex. May God bless you. Muslim, I don't hate you. I don't hate your Allah. I don't hate you. I just use your Quran and your Hadith to show you exactly who your Muhammad is and who Islam is. May God bless you. May the Spirit of God touch you even this evening before you sleep. May God visit you. May Jesus Christ visit you in your sleep. May you come to Jesus Christ and break the darkness that's overshadowed you. In Jesus' name. See you in the next section. Bye-bye.